Arsenal is about to sign the next Iker Casillas. Arteta reveals a secret 5-step plan to dethrone Man City, and is Tomiyasu open to offers? Stay with me until the end of the video to check out the latest Arsenal news straight from the Emirates Stadium. But before that, if you're as passionate about Arsenal as we are, don't waste any time and subscribe to our channel right now to stay updated on everything happening with the greatest team in the Premier League. And without further ado, let's dive into today's top news. Arsenal might be ready to part ways with Aaron Ramsdale as the England international looks for regular playing time. The Gunners turned down a loan offer from Ajax as they're hoping to secure a permanent move for Ramsdale this summer. However, even with his limited minutes, they'll still need a replacement. A younger alternative, like Espanyol's Joan Garcia, might be a better long-term solution. The Spaniard played a key role in Espanyol's promotion back to La Liga, and while he might not come cheap, he has the potential to become a top-class goalkeeper in the future. Arsenal target Joan Garcia compared to Real Madrid legend Iker Casillas. Garcia honed his skills at Espanyol, progressing through their youth academy and competing with several talented goalkeepers over the years. One of the backup options he trained with was Wojciech Szczesny, who has played for clubs like Barcelona, Real Sociedad, and Levante. Szczesny, who knows Garcia well from their time together, once compared the 23-year-old to the legendary Real Madrid goalkeeper Iker Casillas. It's hard for me to find someone who stops that much. He is very complete. Football requires you to be good at everything. He has the reflexes of Casillas and the aerial game of an English or Premier League goalkeeper. He stated of Garcia earlier this year, "Joan Garcia is perfect for Mikel Arteta's system." Garcia stands out statistically for his aerial prowess and is also comfortable playing in a style similar to David Raya, excelling with his feet and being aggressive off his line. While Iker Casillas was known as one of the greatest goalkeepers of his generation, celebrated for his quick reflexes and clutch shot stopping, Garcia has earned comparisons to the Spanish legend. However, his style is different, particularly with his exceptional ability in the air, making him a potentially ideal backup to Raya and a future contender for the #1 spot. The challenge with bringing Garcia to Arsenal now is that he wouldn't get regular playing time, which could hinder his development. It's still uncertain whether Arteta will push to finalize the deal. And continuing with goalkeepers, another one who could return to the Emirates Stadium is Wojciech Szczesny. This is because Juventus has terminated the goalkeeper's contract after a period of immense success at the club, and the 34-year-old, who last played for Arsenal in the 2015 FA Cup final, is now available as a free agent. Arsenal fans are split on whether bringing back Wojciech Szczesny would be a smart move for Mikel Arteta's squad. However, considering his homegrown status and the fact that he would come without a transfer fee, Szczesny could be an ideal backup if he's open to playing that role. Szczesny, who rose through Arsenal's academy, has always been vocal about his love for the club. After leaving initially on loan to AS Roma, he expressed his dream of one day returning to Arsenal and making a mark once again. Wojciech Szczesny dreamed of Arsenal return after he left. In 2015, shortly after his initial departure from Arsenal, Wojciech Szczesny opened up about his unexpected exit, which reportedly followed a quarrel with Arsene Wenger. He admitted that leaving the club wasn't something he had anticipated, as his ultimate goal was always to achieve success in North London. "If a year ago someone had told me I'd be heading to Rome, I would have thought it was impossible," Szczesny confessed. "I've been with Arsenal my entire life, and I won't hide it. Playing for them is still my dream. Arsenal feels like family to me, and I owe so much to the people there that if given the chance, I'd play for them again. The fans here in Rome have been amazing, but who knows what the future holds. 9 months is a long time in football. Things can change week by week." Szczesny was dropped by Wenger after a 2-0 defeat to Southampton in 2015, following an incident that led to his demotion to second choice behind David Ospina. Despite this, Szczesny maintained that he remained on good terms with the Frenchman even after Petr Cech replaced him. "I never hated Wenger. In fact, I owe him a lot. I've always taken responsibility for my mistakes and never caused any issues," Szczesny explained. "The story about the cigarette in the locker room is true, but the claim that I argued with Wenger is false. Everyone knows I've made mistakes, but I've always accepted the consequences. Wenger was always straightforward with me, and I believe that anyone who is honest deserves to be treated with honesty. We never had any problems, but I understand that the newspapers are always looking for stories. I wasn't surprised by the arrival of Cech. He's a fantastic goalkeeper who's won everything. I think any coach would have jumped at the chance to sign him for such a low price." Szczesny found significant success at Juventus, winning 3 Serie A titles and 2 Italian Super Cups, and has shown in the Champions League and at the World Cup with Poland. However, returning to Arsenal could be especially meaningful for him, given his deep affection for the club where he first made his mark. If Mikel Arteta is open to reuniting with his former teammate and Szczesny is willing to accept a backup role, it could be a great fit. Szczesny might feature in domestic cups and possibly the Champions League, bringing valuable experience to the squad. If he does return and Arsenal achieves major success, it could be the perfect homecoming for Szczesny, fulfilling a dream nearly a decade after his initial departure. Mikel Arteta lays out Arsenal's 5-step plan to beat Man City to Premier League title this season. Arsenal are gearing up for another Premier League season with hopes of finally clinching the title, aiming to challenge Manchester City once again. Mikel Arteta's squad finished as runners-up in the last 2 seasons, getting closer each time. 2 years ago, Arsenal trailed City by 5 points, and that gap was narrowed to just 2 points last season, with the Gunners pushing Pep Guardiola's team to the final day. This season, Arsenal are determined to take the next step and secure their first Premier League title since the Invincibles went undefeated in 2004. It's a tough challenge, with Manchester City boasting the quality and experience to contend for the title for the 5th consecutive year. Nevertheless, Arteta has a strategy in place to help his team seize the crown. Speaking to Sky Sports, Arteta explained what his side needs to do to go that one step further in the title race.
I think nobody's going to put more demands. There's no computer, there is nobody external is going to put more demands on us that we're going to do ourselves. So that's it. Let's give it a go. It's going to be about the journey, and we have to think about the start, where we want to be on day one. I think we had a good preseason. We made some big strides, and we're ready to go.
Arteta was then asked whether the last 2 seasons' point totals has given his side extra belief in the title race.
For sure, that's what we've done. You know, to improve those numbers becomes really, really tricky, you know, but this is the level that is required to win this Premier League and with the competition that we have in the league. So every year is going to be harder, so we have to be better. We have to find margins in areas probably before that we haven't explored, and we all have to set new standards, and if we do that, we're going to give ourselves a really good chance.
Mikel Arteta's 5-step Arsenal plan. Arteta has essentially called on his squad to do 5 things to put themselves in the best possible position when it comes to the title. High demands from within. During his time as Arsenal manager, Arteta has consistently stressed the importance of a cultural shift to elevate the club's standards. With high external expectations now placed on the team, it's crucial for Arsenal's players to maintain and push each other to uphold these elevated standards. Strong start to the season. Arteta has underscored the significance of a solid preseason and a quick start to the new campaign. Last season, Arsenal drew 2 of their first 5 matches, so despite facing a challenging fixture list, they'll be aiming to hit the ground running in the early weeks of the season. Look forward, not back. After falling short against City in consecutive seasons, Arteta's team is eager to learn from their past mistakes. However, he's now encouraging Arsenal to embrace the journey ahead and focus on the future, rather than fixating on the setbacks of the last 2 title races. Find new marginal gains. Arsenal finished a narrow 2 points behind Manchester City last season, with the gap barely wider. To close this gap, massive changes aren't necessary. Instead, focusing on incremental improvements can make a difference. Arteta will look to tweak his tactics and squad management to gain those crucial extra points. One key factor could be increasing rotation across the team to keep players fresh and competitive throughout the season. And finally, set new standards. Arteta has emphasized the need for Arsenal to set the bar even higher than last season. Despite achieving their best goals tally, best defensive record in Premier League history, and highest point total since 2004, it still wasn't enough to secure the title. To taste glory this season, Arsenal will need to surpass these impressive achievements and push for even greater performance levels. Arsenal open to offers for potential Tomiyasu exit. While the defender's position on his future provides some clarity, speculation about his departure may persist. According to a report from Football Transfers, Arsenal are reportedly open to offers for Tomiyasu, who is still a few weeks away from being fully match fit, considering Tomiyasu's value in North London and the depth he provides, which has been crucial for Arteta. It would be surprising to see him leave this summer. His departure would seem unlikely given his importance to the squad. While Tomiyasu's future is currently in question, Arsenal insider sources reveal that the club would prefer to offload other players before considering his departure. Kieran Tierney, Oleksandr Zinchenko, and Jakub Kiwior are three fullbacks whose futures are seen as more uncertain than the Japan internationals. Strengthening defensive depth has been a long-standing need for Arsenal, underscoring the importance of having a player of Tomiyasu's caliber available to Arteta. Well folks, those were the main news for today. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated on everything happening with our beloved team, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for joining us, and until the next video.